Hey guys, now that you know how to create tables or two-dimensional arrays, let's learn how to access values in those tables. So accessing values in two-dimensional arrays is similar to accessing values in regular arrays, but it is not quite the same. To access a value in a regular array, you would just write the name of the array followed by square brackets, in which you would write the index value of the item that you want to access. But in two-dimensional arrays, you would have to have another pair of square brackets. You would write the name of the array followed by two pairs of square brackets. In the first square bracket, you would write the index value of the row that you are trying to access, and in the second square bracket, you would write the index value of the column that you are trying to access. So, in a two-dimensional array, the index value of the first row is 0. The index value of the second row is 1. The index value of the third row is 2, and so on. And it works the same way for columns. The index value for the first column is 0. The index value for the second column is 1, and so on. So, for example, if I wanted to access the value in this slot of a table right here, what would be the respective index values of the row and the column? Well, the index value of the row is 2, because this slot is in the third row, and the third row has an index of 2. And the index value of the column is 1, because this slot is in the second column, and the second column has an index of 1. So, using this table as an example, if I want to access this slot, then, going back to the syntax, I would write the number 2 in the first pair of square brackets, and I would write the number 1 in the second pair of square brackets, because those are the respective index values of the rows and the columns. So let's try the syntax out with the table that we created in the last video. Here, I have the code that we wrote to declare the table. In this table, let's say that I wanted to print out the value of the item in this highlighted slot over here. So, first, we would try to find out the index value of the row and then the column of this slot right here. So the slot is in the second row, and the second row has an index value of 1. So the index value of the row of the slot is 1. The slot is also in the second column, and the second column has an index value of 1. So the index value of the column of the slot is 1. Now that I have my index values, I can plug them into the syntax that I just showed you for accessing a value in a two-dimensional array. So, to access that value, using the syntax, I would write the name of the two-dimensional array, which is table, followed by two pairs of square brackets. In the first square bracket, I would write the index value of the row of the slot that I want to access, which is 1. In the second square bracket, I will write the index value of the column, which is also 1. So this piece of code accesses the slot in the table that I showed you earlier. So, if I try to print out the value in that slot by adding cout behind this piece of code, like this, and I run it, you can see that it prints out 50, which was the value in the slot that we wanted to access. Great. So this is how you can access values in two-dimensional arrays in C++.